Всем пятюлечки, привет, ребята. С вами Агастян. Еще на 21 частоте прохождения Genshin Impact на 100%. Ну что ж. Наверняка у кого-нибудь возник такой вопрос. Почему мы находимся в кинотеатре? Короче, блядь. Знаете, вот... Короче. Genshin я играю в стриме, чтобы прокачаться и тому подобное. Но кое-что произошло, что, не получилось, так сказать, мне играть об стрим и при этом, что-то себе не заспойлерить. И поэтому я решил записать это. Да. И сейчас мы будем это, так сказать, просматривать на стриме, чтобы вы видели, что у меня, так сказать, было. Вот. Я у себя микрофон здесь отключу и буду просто показывать, что, блядь, я записал. Ладно, погнали. Это не микрофон. Охуительно, блядь, охуительно. Вот, вау, блядь. Это только первое, блин. Ща. Всем привет. Я запишу. Всем привет. Игра говно. Ебаная, блядь. Ненавижу, блядь, Genshin. Genshin говно, кстати. Хотел просто выполнять дейлики, всякое такое, но не выполнять сюжет, просто чтобы, прокачаться, да? И что это, блядь? Я просто хочу скрафтить какую-то хуету, блядь! Подхожу, тут катсцена, блядь! Сука! Блядь! Я нажал Alt F4, захожу в эту игру и все равно сразу же в эту катсцену кинуло. Что? Что? Хорошо. Ладно, смотрим, что это. И чё? Это сахароза вроде бы. И чё? И чё?
Pardon me. Are you looking for Timaeus?
Мне похуй.
No. Just strange for him to not be around. Paimon always sees him standing.
Иди нахуй.
He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I was called over to attend to the store.
Уёбище.
I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant. If you have any alchemy-related queries,
Поздравляю.
you can always ask me.
Охуительный персонаж, который загубил геймплей только что, блядь. Я теперь ненавижу, блядь. Спасибо, нахуй. Чё нахуй мне тут видеть? Чё, меня обращайтесь ко мне, безразно помочь всем. Охуительно. Я бы так никогда бы не ответил, блядь. Я бы сказал бы, окей, я понял. Долбоёбы, блядь, нахуй на разрабах. Да мне похуй, блядь. Хорошо. Мне похуй. Да, блядь, тебе не похуй! Могу дать автограф вне очереди, блядь. Ответ из раздела, блядь, я уёбище. Угу. Тебе не похуй, Паймон, тоже, блядь? Блядь, как же в этой игре всем по-японски не похуй, блядь? Кто это, мне похуй? Ёб твою мать, блядь. Мне не знакомо это имя. Тебе не похуй? Вот мне похуй. Блядь.
He's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world and has made many an important breakthrough.
Вот и тебе не похуй.
We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Tibet, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guidance from his
Хорошо.
Wow! Paimon didn't know he was such a big deal.
Хорошо.
Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face.
Угу. Вау. Сука.
I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. Albedo is a
Как
true
же похуй мне.
gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out.
Вау, какие... Какие конченые ответы, блядь! Ой, блядь! Ой, блядь! Хорошо.
Paimon doesn't need any help in that department. But if Albedo wants to pay Paimon back for help... Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'm afraid you'll have to go
Как
to
же
the
мне похуй
entrance to
теперь
the
на
pass and
Альбедо.
look for him by
Теперь будет мой
yourselves.
нелюбимый персонаж из-за этой
Look out
катсцены,
for a
поздравляю.
fine gentleman with the presence of
Все
a
хорошо,
true
походу, тоже
scholar.
попадет нахуй.
Sorry.
Иди нахуй.
That's the best I can do. You'll have to do your best. Hey, stop worrying.
Иди нахуй, блядь. Спасибо. Испоганили, блядь, персонажей, блядь, только из-за того, что катсцену, блядь, сделали так, которую я вообще не хотел активировать. Все катсцены какие, блядь. Подходишь, блядь, нажимаешь, блядь, F, блядь, о, теперь можно поговорить с ним. Нет, я, блядь, подошел, блядь, чтобы просто скрафтить, блядь! Скрафтить! Ой, игра уебище. Собственно, вы сейчас наблюдали то, как я поиграл охуительно в Genshin в офстрим, да. Так что, вот, да, даже в офстриме я был в тильте. Классная игра, это лучшая игра, блядь, походу. Столько раз в тильте я никогда не был. Окей, запускаем Genshin. И пока запускается Genshin, будем опять рофлить из раздела «Что у меня в сумочке?» Ой, что я нафармил на офстриме, да, я это хотел сказать. Вот, ща. Подожди, когда Genshin запустится. Сейчас бы запустить Genshin. Может просто без конфигуратора из раздела, блядь, Unity я запускаю игру. Не, хуеверс, окей. Хуеверс есть. Окей. Пока грузится. Понял тебя. Какой нахуй квест группы? Пошел нахуй. Так. Вот она. Ну, погнали. По говну. Оба. Блин. Блять. Блять. Ну алло, игра. Ну, не хочет. Все. Так. Вот эта прикольная штука. Типа можно, получается, за печать Гео нужно будет и как-нибудь нафармить, чтобы купить все вот эту хуйни, чтобы я созвездие съебанул на ГГшке. Ибо Гео мне прям очень сильно вкатывает. Да. Так, что у нас тут? Блин. О, она узнала о новом враге в стриме, ну вот об этом вот, да. Потом, блин. Ой, не загрузилось аж, блин. Я купил точки телепортации наконец-то в этом чайнике, и музяку, и вот это вот еще себе перехватил, чтобы можно было изично телепортироваться. Да. Тут я вообще в тильт упал. Вот, посмотрите, в чем прикол. Можно, короче, код, ну, промокод вводить на сайте. Некоторые, наверное, знают. И в чем прикол? Если ты вдруг вводишь код, который уже ты активировал, там будет написано, что код активирован, уже там еще, ну, в этом роде, я думаю, не знаете там. Вот. Когда я ввел это, мне написало, что код успешно активирован. Я такой, вау, круто! Код активирован, изи. То есть я сейчас зайду и получу халяву. Я зашел и получил это. Скажите, пожалуйста, не уебища ли разрабы вообще, блядь, на этой игре? Вместо того, чтобы написать на сайте то, что код уже погашен, они мне прислали вот это. С словами то, что код активирован. Какие же уебища они? Это же пиздец. Окей, next. Вот это. Бам. Блять, бам. Я слышу уже. Бам. Бам, бам. Получил за Инадзуму первый уровень репутации. Бум. Вот эта хрень Нема раскрыл. Крутой, наверное. Прокачался талант. Теперь у меня на 8-го левела. Пофармил тут. И получил вот эти вот достижения. Все. В принципе, из-за того, что я не так много теперь начинаю записывать, я не так уж много и, да, показываю. Так что я беру, это закрываю нахер, это зачем мне тоже не нужно, пускай сдохнет. Окей. Звуки вроде бы есть, экран есть, вроде бы все есть. Погнали. Нужно попытаться проходить как можно больше сюжеток. Постараться, конечно, сделать. А еще я... Блять. Я, короче, забыл, ребят, сейчас отойду. Так, это что тут у нас? Мне нужно резюме свое обновить. Но все же еще работаю. Так что, возможно, если вдруг будет звонок, я прервусь во время стрима. Так, профиль. Поднять поиски. Бум, бум, бум. Все, окей. Все поняли резюмешки. Теперь можно продолжить. Так, что у нас тут? Почта. Я не взял ежедневный подарок. Потом... Как называется? На сайте его. О, опрос. Опять. Или что? Нет, меня наебали. Окей, там какой-то, походу, опять мюх было, и мне дали какую-то вкусняшку. Ладно. Так. Что мне, собственно, нужно? Блять, что мне нужно? Мне нужно нажать J. И зайти вот сюда. Все еще не могу это проходить. Мир. Так, вот, небесный бык. Вот вообще есть где-нибудь такой вот? Небесный кит или бык? Нет, бык. Окей. Есть кит. А есть бык еще какой-то. Хуйте. Хорошо, что еще есть? Бренный мир. Бренный мир. О, бренный мир. О, давайте его тогда попроходим. Так. Находится у нас здесь. Окей. Окей, вроде бы все показывается. Ладно. Я сейчас параноить начну, что ничего не показывается. Я лучше так, друзья, сделаю. Вроде бы все норм, даже не лагает. Если вдруг начнет лагать опять стрим, там типа пропуск кадров будет, там максимально маленький FPS. Возможно, пока что тогда повременю со стримами и попробую, не знаю, свой комп почистить, там, вирусы проверить, там еще что-нибудь. Вы поймете. Блять, вижу его! Сейчас начнется тильт.
If the Tenryo Commission won't assist in dealing with the thunderstorm, the consequences could be catastrophic.
It's not that we're unwilling to do our part. We just don't have any spare hands right now. I hope you can understand.
Exactly. So let's keep the discussion going and see if we can find a solution.
Hey, Toma! What's going on?
Hello you two. We were just talking about what an impact you've made in Inazuma.
Реально, блять.
Greetings. Thank you both again for delivering Miss Hiragi's letter that time.
Ah, so they're friends of yours. I'm Master Kamaji's servant. Call me Ippe.
Well, the Tri-Commission's work used to consist of gathering information for the Shogun and carrying out any duties she assigned.
Мне больше понравилось, как Вэл перевели когда. Тут, скорее всего, подойдет, типа, ну, типа, он такой, не хочет прям отвечать. Ну, да ладно, это, походу, для глупеньких перевели, чтобы, ну, понимали.
But recently, she announced that she wishes to spend some time in solitude and self-reflection. Since she is refusing to receive any visitors, there is no one to tell us what to do.
Хотя, вроде бы, сначала третья игра, по идее, должна быть японской, с японского на английский, наверное. Хуй знает, ну, в инглише проебались. Хуй знает.
We all understand if the Shogun needs some quiet time to gather her thoughts. The only problem is, in the meantime, the thunderstorm out at sea has... Yep, that's the one. And all the time it's been there, the storm has never changed in shape or size.
What? So her will's changed and she wants to destroy Inazuma now? Or is this her way of trying to get revenge on us? Oh yeah, you're right. If she really wanted to get revenge on us, she could just... Which would also be pretty...
I don't think you need to worry about that. The reason we're concerned is that we've never known the almighty Shogun's will to falter before.
Considering Liyue's god left not too long ago, it's hard not to take it as a bad sign. A lot of people now believe that the thunderstorm is getting wilder because the almighty Shogun is having health problems. The fact that she won't see anyone right now makes us concerned that things are only going to get worse.
Right. So, before rumors start spreading, Miss Kamisato got me to come here and discuss countermeasures with the Tenryou Commission. We need to make sure we're prepared to deal with the chaos.
Unfortunately, the reality is that the Tenryou Commission is facing huge internal instability at the moment. The Kujo clan has lost control over the other clans.
Huh? Why is that?
The Kujo clan is still awaiting the Shogun's trial for colluding with the Fatui and nearly destroying the whole of Inazuma. Everyone knows that a change of commissioner is inevitable. It's just a matter of time before the almighty Shogun...
To put it simply, no one will take orders from the Kujo clan anymore. But there's still work that has to be done.
If Mr. Takayuki was in better health, there might be a way through.
My lack of ability is to blame. I failed to uncover the truth in time, and I failed to stop my father. And now, this act...
Don't blame yourself, Master. You have to at least keep your chin up until your older brother returns.
Yes, you're right. Masahito has enough on his plate at the moment. Okay, Toma, let's revisit this discussion in a few days. Right now, I need to go visit Takatsukasa Susumu.
I suppose. Well, okay, no problem.
I'll come with you, Master.
No need. I'll handle this by myself.
Oh, okay. Take care then. Come.
If you think about it, both the thunderstorm situation and the issue with the Tenryou Commission, if things carry on like this, people will start to panic.
Huh? You can actually do that?
Don't know for sure, but we may as well try.
Sounds like you guys know what to do. Shall I leave it up to you then? You know, everyone's worrying about the Shogun's condition. But if people got... Thank you very much. I owe you one. Again.
The way Paimon sees it, there's only one person who might have the chance to see the Shogun while she's isolating, right? Let's take a trip to the Grand...
Сейчас отрежет. Хуй! Надеюсь, нас не ёбнут. Надеюсь, будет Халеся. Так. Цель находится где-то поблизости. Найдите Ямико. Я и Кимико, я не знаю, где могу найти. Нашел Джордана. Дайте денег. Так.
I wasn't expecting to receive VIP shrine visitors during downtime. So I suppose you're here just to visit me? How cold. I saved your skin, didn't I? Surely you could at least humor me by engaging in some small talk first? Then again, I suppose your frankness is part of your charm. So tell me, what is the matter?
We heard the Shogun decided to take a break, and since then the thunderstorm around Inazuma has gotten wilder. Rumor has has it that the thunderstorm is affected by the Shogun's will. So people are worrying that some...
All right. There's little purpose in keeping anything hidden from you anyway. Since the battle, the Shogun has been greatly troubled and her temperament has changed drastically.
What?
Her power was already on the decline. Then you dealt her that fateful strike. The defeat was a heavy blow to her. It also didn't help that I forgot to bring her some tricolor dong. Oh, the poor thing. Without desserts and books to console herself.
You expect us to believe that a god would throw a temper tantrum over something like that?
Before you get too indignant, consider the fact that A seeks eternity. To her, mortal lives come and go in the blink of an eye. Of what consequence? I don't know the details. She said she wanted to rest, and I have nothing pressing that requires her attention. I have heard about the thunderstorm, though. As to the cause, it is not inconceivable that, as you suggest, her will has wavered somewhat. I am the only one in all of Inazuma who can visit her while she is resting. But tell me, why should this concern me? Why should I do this for you, when I already have everything one could ever want, and have seen everything one could... I like that answer. Here is the pass permit. Show it to the Okuzumeshu at the gate, and he will let you in.
Thanks, Miko!
My question was in jest, but since you answered it in earnest, please stay true to your word. Oh,
Whatever you
don't
say.
forget to return the pass permit to me after you have finished with it.
Окей. Пропуск.
The almighty Shogun has requested solitude.
Oh, we've got a pass permit!
Don't be ridiculous. Lady Guji never gives her pass permit to another person. Guji Ai is only authorized to hold that pass permit because— Wait, this is authentic. Understood. Then as the Shogun has ordered, I must not stand in your way. Apologies. Please proceed. Since the Shogun is resting at this time, please be especially respectful and make sure your behavior is impeccable.
Окей. Выглядит не очень безопасно.
Look how she's pacing back and forth. Don't you think she looks a little anxious?
Это меня и пугает.
How did you get in? Trespassers are to be eliminated at once.
Wait, no, it's us! Why are you treating us like... we made amends, didn't we? Also, we got in by totally legitimate means.
Denied. Use of force has been forbidden. Anyway, be gone. Do not disturb my solitude. That is of no concern. This is my recuperation state.
What did you make of this? She's acting strange.
This body has no need of rest. But I am an assistant to the one within. If she wishes to rest, I must...
Paimon gets it. So this is all... But why? Surely you going about your business doesn't interfere. She's got plenty of space in there. Seems like it would be the perfect...
I do as she wishes. I can say no more than this. I cannot. In my current state, even if I went out, I am currently unwilling to deal with any business. It has been forbidden.
What should we do? It feels like this conversation is going nowhere.
Ah, it's you two. It's been a while. The Shogun can't do much at the moment. Come straight in and see.
Вот и все. Как попробуй файт опять закатить нахуй. Я тебя нахуй, блядь, порву, блядь.
That was terrifying.
It's not your first time. I don't see what there is to be so alarmed about.
So, is the Shogun broken?
Don't worry. The Shogun's not broken. I've just temporarily disabled many. Currently, the Shogun is unable to handle any business and cannot appear as me. So the easiest solution was to announce that I am resting. As I said, I need to think about Inazuma's eternity, and thinking takes time. But the Shogun is still running based on her old rules. I can't allow her to make any mistakes while I am working things out.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Ой, бля! Ой, бля! Ой, бля!
No. She was not created to ever... Furthermore, I had even predicted at the time that I may wish to modify the Shogun's operational rule. That's why the Shogun has a robust system to safeguard against modification. For now, while I figure out the form that eternity should take, it's more effective for me to temporarily disable some of the puppet's functions, rather than...
Oh, Paimon gets it
Это
now.
ебучий варфрейм какой-то, блядь, же. Это ебучий оператор, блядь. А там, блядь, фрейм.
The thunderstorm is getting out of control.
Huh? Okay.
I see. So that...
You can fix it.
It's just a minor error. This kind of thing was bound to happen. A small modification to the Shogun should fix it. Don't look at me like that. I've never had to tinker with the Shogun before, and she's very complicated. It's practically inevitable. Yes, that's it. I'm not making excuses.
It's fine. Just as long as you can fix it is all.
Not much. As before, I can see the way forward, but there is no urgency. To reach an ill-conceived verdict in haste, just for the sake of having reached one, would be a confusion of priorities.
If everyone sees that the Shogun is in good health, it'll put all this... And who knows? A change of scenery might put you...
You mean, leave the plane of euthymia? It's unnecessary, as far as I'm concerned. But since you're inviting me... All right then. I'll come out for a while. Oh, since the theme of the day is a change of pace, you can just call me A. I'm not a...
What? But you're just A's consciousness, aren't you?
I have my ways. I would never subject myself to imprisonment while...
Oh, great! Then there's nothing to worry about.
Tour guides?
Someone to show you around the Inazuma of today and give you tips on where to eat.
Началось, блядь. Дейтинг-симулятор с Razer. Или как ее там зовут, блядь. Похуй. Райден, блядь, хуй знает. Вот, да. Вроде бы Райдена зовут. Так теперь это вообще не она будет. Да, тяжело.
Is this the marketplace? It's a far cry from how I remember it. Huh. The stores have changed, and so have the vendors.
It's the Shogun! What is the almighty Shogun doing here?
Isn't the Shogun sick?
I appear to have frightened the people.
Well, what did you expect? The almighty Shogun makes an impromptu appearance in town? People are gonna freak out a bit.
Patrolling the streets is the Tenryou Commission's job. The Shogun has a lot of information to process, and additionally, the Shogun has no need of recreation. There would be...
So, what do we do now? Should we go away for a while and make a...
Why? It's not like I'm here to cause trouble. Let's just relax.
It was more the ordinary people that Paimon was worried about. Never mind. This
Да,
People
ебать,
still use
урод.
Mora in commercial transactions, I assume.
Yep, same as ever. Just as shiny and just as hypnotic. Wait a second. Hey, are you
course I don't. There is no need for commerce in the plane of Euthymia. If I ever need something, I can simply have one of the commissions bring it to me. Wait, what do you mean, either?
Блядь, да был тут один, блядь, дед нахуй.
Anyway, people seem to be behaving in a very orderly fashion. I don't see the liveliness you spoke of anywhere.
People aren't exactly gonna let their hair
О,
down
вижу
in
еду.
front of the almighty Shogun.
What is this stall selling?
Хуй знает,
I
сам
don't
бы
believe I've ever
разобраться.
seen this before.
Торговать загрузками.
What's the Shogun? What am I supposed to do in this situation?
А.
Shogun,
It's all right. Relax. I'm just here to look around. Could you tell me about the items you're selling?
Of course. I've got all kinds of snacks here. Takoyaki, dango, and milk, and so on.
Huh? Milk? Sounds kind of like the...
It might sound odd, but it is in fact my specialty. You see, many of the stores in town are already very well established. I couldn't compete with them, so my idea was to create some new combinations to give customers a novel experience. For example, my latest concoction is this dango milk. When the dango are worked into a viscous form, the focus is not just the taste, but also the...
Oh, dango with milk. I've never...
I'm sorry, Shogun. I've had no
Oh,
bone to pick with eternity.
I said relax. There's no need to go treading on eggshells. Do you really think the eternity
Why do I feel like... Actually, it came to me by chance. A friend was catering once and made too many dango, so they gave some, but there were more than I had use for. My milk wasn't selling well at that time either. Both dango, so I thought I'd try mixing the two as I had nothing to lose. To my surprise,
A chance combination. Interesting.
the almighty Shogun wants to try? We'll
Как же они глотают.
Nice.
Nice!
The sensation is not so different from eating a dessert.
Yeah, it's definitely a drink, but it also feels like eating food.
It's a little bit like... porridge? Anyway, I like it.
I'm very glad you approve.
I imagine that an item as delicious as this dango...
Well, I won't lie to you.
Huh? So it's selling slowly?
Because most people aren't willing to give it a try. They think it's an unusual combination. I'm not saying the almighty Shogun has unusual tastes. Please.
Ah, I see. Well, that can be fixed. I'll just
Вот и
have
всё.
No. Almighty Shogun. That's too much.
Is it? I just want them to try it. It would be a shame for them to miss out on dango milk. Of course. I've heard that most humans like desserts, so it's not unusual that I should enjoy them too. Maybe you agree with me on this. There's nothing like dessert for improving one's mood. Much more enjoyable than meditating alone all the time. By the way, Miko mentioned that she founded something called the Yai Publishing House to sell some sort of light novels. She's always bragging to me about it, but it's difficult for me to really imagine without seeing.
Sure, let's go and have a look.
Что тут у нас? Ой, ебать, задание. Блять, ладно, похуй. Блять, ну как так планировать можно?
Shogun! Almighty Shogun! What brings you to the Yai Publishing House?
No, not at all.
Apologies. I still don't quite understand. Are you here to look...
She just wants to browse your books.
The Almighty Shogun wishes to... read light novels?
Yes. Any
The Yai Publishing House's novels are mostly targeted at the general public.
I'm just here to try something new. There's no fun in reading the same kind of thing over and over again.
In principle, you're absolutely...
It'll be fine. If there's anything the Shogun doesn't understand, we'll explain it.
Well, okay then. Please, there are some winning entries from the This Novel is Amazing competition. I've just finished compiling them into a saleable don't take them too seriously. It's all...
Okay, let's go.
Ладно.
Huh. I know every individual word in these books' title. Take this one, for example. The good thing about being It's so long. Is it true that hilly trolls grow stronger from eating sunsetting?
It's just a narrative device.
Narrative device.
Блять.
So it's made up? What's the point of that? Without being grounded in reality. Also, I'm fairly certain that hilly trolls can't write stories. So, does this author claim to be
Paimon's starting to understand Kuroda's reservations right about now. How about we choose for you? We can pick out some novels.
Alright then. I believe myself to be relatively well-read. I have high hopes, though. This seems like Miko's style, so I'm sure the story...
Alright, leave it to us. This could be a pretty tough job. Let's see what we're up against. The suspense is killing, but Paimon only skimmed through. But Paimon can tell this girl has loved the main character with all her heart since childhood. Right! Yeah, it's just a novel. The plot is really gripping. But would A really understand this? What a strange person. Why would someone want to be a novelist? Someone like that could easily become the top martial arts pro in the world. You do have a point. And a character so determined to follow...
Ну да, в принципе, типа... Она же тоже боевая, все же немножечко так, да.
With a premise like this, it's no wonder Kuroda was nervous. Paimon thinks it might be best not to bring this one up with A. We might get the author in trouble.
Ну, непонятно, типа, опять же таки, вроде бы, да?
Well, if someone turned into Paimon and did a bunch of stuff this Paimon would never do, Paimon would feel really uncomfortable.
Может быть.
That's all of them. Let's try to explain them to A.
Даже не знаю, на самом деле. Ну, наверное...
The looks on your faces tell me you found some good stories.
Боевые искусства, в принципе, наверное, ей понравится. Любовь, там вроде бы они сказали, что достаточно просто, все расписано, все раскрыты. В течение всего, думаю, поймут то, что будет так интересно читать, потому что она только что предъявила пример этого. То, что типа, да... Но Может и неприятно, но интересно, опять же таки, видите. Даже не знаю. Пускай узнает про любовь.
Why are there 7 people all striving to have a relationship with a single male protagonist?
Seriously?
Really, it's a pretty normal story. You know.
I see. Yes, this is an important relationship, so he must choose wisely. So, could the author not simply add a narrative device whereby the main character could accept the feeling?
That would be the most boring love story ever.
Love. Narrative devices are truly mysterious.
So what do you think of Yae Publishing House's like? Do you like the stories we picked?
What I take from these stories is not so much the content itself. Back when I decided to isolate myself in the plane of Euthymia, there was no Yae. In accordance with my wishes, the Shogun did her best to create an eternal nation. A nation, but the fact is that both the food and the stories have changed with time. I disagree with your point of view. That's what I would say, but the truth is right here in front of my eyes.
And that's exactly why we brought you out, to take a look around and get some fresh ideas. Sure, it's not the same as you remember, but one way or another, people are
Yes, you're right. I'm wary of any and all change. Thank you for inviting me out. This trip has been quite eye-opening for me. This may be an everyday occurrence for you. I've seen a lot, and it's made me think a lot. I really can't praise it highly enough.
Ooh, great idea! A's had a wonderful time and
Take a photo?
It's okay. Come with us. We'll find a scenic spot and show you.
Живописное место, блядь, говоришь? Очень живописно, да, погнали.
So,
What
We're
now?
taking a photo of you. Just leave the hard work to us. Basically, a photo makes a visual record of you at.
Okay. So what exactly is striking a pose? Ah, I see. So in other words, I need to do some sort of the more I think about it. How should I pose? Help me out here. It should look good, but not too over the top. Casual. How about this? This feels quite natural.
Пойдет?
Okay, let's get...
Let's pick a good angle to record this
Понял тебя. Ну, пойдет.
It's a wrap! Take a look! Here's the photo we...
Wow. This is a... But she doesn't seem to be able to move or talk. I thought it would turn out poorly because I felt rather rigid. But the pose is exactly the same, and so is the scenery in the background. I can't
That's what makes it so special!
Hang on. I'm still struggling. So, the one in this photo, if it's not me, then why does she look exactly like...
Okay, that's way above Paimon's head. Oh, hey, that's right! Do you think the Shogun counts as you?
Of course I do. It was never my intention to place control of Ina.
So then, who does that make you?
Well, I'm still me. There is no doubt about that. My existence... I think I understand. I am me. There is only one of me. But the Shogun, for example, is one of my forms of existence.
In that case, this picture is what...
So even I, who seeks it... Then, how can I ask Inazuma and everyone who lives here to remain unchanging?
Вау, охуительно, наверное, опять, блин, вау, идите нахуй.
Everything I have encountered on this journey with you has been from beyond my existing sphere of knowledge. You've seen a lot of my ignorant side today. Maybe you can... Based on what I have seen today, I am forced, but it would be incorrect to conclude from this that the Inazuma, both the Vision Hunt Decree and the statue of the omnipresent god were conceived as a Perhaps...
Sounds to Paimon like it, and that means that we've done a really great job.
Master Kamaji! Master Kamaji!
Why is it getting so... Oh, that sounded like Ippei.
Ippei? Is that someone...
Yep, let's find out what's going...
Okay.
Hey, Ippei! What's the...
Ah, it's you. Huh? You must be looking for my master, Kujo Kamaji? I am very sorry, he's not here.
It's okay. I'm not here to see him. We just heard you calling...
Yes. Master Kamaji still hasn't returned. In fairness, he does have a habit of taking long walks and coming back late. It's perfectly possible that he... But for some reason, today...
Kujo Kamaji. A descendant...
That's right. Apologies, since the head of the clan is in poor health at the moment, and...
I have heard that things are quite tumultuous with the Tenryo community.
Forgive us, almighty Shogun. The Kujo clan has failed, and the Kujo clan's reputation is damaged, and its power over the Tenryo Commission is in decline. Plus you, So, Master Kamaji decided to enter negotiations with...
Surely they would be discussing something like that at their headquarters.
Actually, they decided to hold this one elsewhere. I'm a little confused as to... The meeting place is in the mountains near the Grand Narukami Shrine. I believe the Takatsukasa clan have some...
Takatsukasa. Another familiar name. They have been faithfully...
Yes, that's why Master Kamaji decided to discuss things with them. I understand they must have had a lot of ground to cover. I've searched all over the city. If he really hasn't returned yet, then... Yeah, I thought of that possibility too. But someone of my rank can't just... No need. I'm probably just overthinking things. I'm only a lowly servant. But Master... I'm not as smart as Master, so I can't really share his burdens. But the last thing I'd want would be for...
What do you think, Almighty Shogun?
Let's go see what's happening. With me present, they are unlikely to blame you, even if we... Besides, this has only come about because I failed to make a timely decision. This issue started with me, and I should be the one to finish it.
Thank you so much, Shogun. I'll keep looking around in the meantime, too. Let me mark out the location of the base for you. I hope everything goes smoothly.
Окей. 44 ранг. Блять. Что тут у нас? Наверное, лучше отсюда, потому что там забираться. Я просто слечу. Паду, да, так сказать. Ну, короче. Опачки. А, да. Я тебя распознал.
Whoa! Look at how well hidden this place is.
I can't think of a reason anyone would want to build a structure like this deep in the mountains. I feel something that doesn't...
Huh?
We should proceed with caution. The Kujo clan descendant may well be in trouble.
Это музыка, да. Вот она. Пробный, блядь. Ага, окей. Блять, а что это вообще интересно? Это больше как... Вот это вот, блять, где... Как копье, типа? То есть это типа копье, наверное, больше тут? Или может это другое уже типа оружие, блядь? Там, не знаю, какая-нибудь алебардочка там. Что ты делаешь, блядь, Иблан? Этих врагов продолжают двигаться вперед. Погнали, хули.
Something is not right. We must remove all those who stand in our way.
The fairy. How's that? To the ferry. Let's get down to business.
Еще одни, блядь. Че пульте?
Torn to oblivion.
Illusion shattered. No more.
Ну это эпичненько, да. Блять. Это, конечно, не медведь. Ты чё, блядь, ебутый? Ну, у него урон будет побольше, лучше играть. Если будет пробный, нужно пробовать. Окей.
There is no escape. Shine down.
My blade.
Try not to.
To the ferry. Finally, let's get down to business.
Давай заебёте что-то.
Distance. Dust. More. There's more.
Illusion shattered.
To the ferry.
Да. О, сундук. Так, я хочу сундук, ребят, пока вот все. Изичность.
I'll protect us.
There is no escape.
Finally, to the ferry.
Ну и заебете. А, придется жизнь походу тратить. Я думал, я пробью регу для жесткого врага там. Это ульту, но походу нет.
My blade. To the ferry.
La la la.
Finally,
Нихуя в перегрузке, конечно, ребят.
ferry.
Максимальным образом она ебет их. Полы баны. Perfect distance. А что если я сброшу? Ага. Бросить нельзя, но походу, да. Просто, блин. Интересно, стук есть снизу? Окей, нету. Там тоже вроде бы нету. Ну ладно. No секретос. О, нет. Нихуя. Первый раз вижу вот так, именно чтобы вот так вот показывалось, блять. Интересно. Ой, блять, ебать мне въебали сейчас. Ой, еб... Хуёво немножко. Ну тут ХП интересно сделано, ладно. Почему ты получил дохуище ХП? Что за вторая фаза, блять? Это что, босс? Не понял, что? Окей. Какая же она спокойная. Вижу их. Вижу сундук тоже. Окей. Кто же это?
Almighty Shogun!
Shogun, what are you?
Descendant of the Takatsukasa clan. Explain what is going on.
Oh, we're just discussing some minor issues that have cropped up in the Tenryou Commission recently.
And these minor issues warranted the secluded location and the hiring of Ronin and Kai.
Well, there's been a lot of turmoil lately. It was just out of...
Silence. Descendant of the Kujo clan. Your turn.
All right. I came here intending to negotiate, but it turned out all they were interested in was a written confession from the Kujo clan.
A written confession?
Yes. A statement acknowledging every crime committed by the Kujo clan since the
All factual statements, of course. Not a single one of them
I can't deny that. But it also emphasizes the Takatsukasa clan's achievements throughout the document, claiming they stood steadfast these are all falsehoods.
Says who? Why, you two-faced...
I'm just stating the facts. I'm sure the almighty Shogun can discern the truth. All the Takatsukasa clan is trying to do is make themselves look good. Why else would you push a false narrative in the written confession that paints your clan in a good light, and try to make me sign it under duress?
What are you talking about? You're not under duress, we're just negotiating here.
I believe I now understand the situation.
Don't listen to his nonsense. I'm sure you're well aware of the major failings of the Kujo clan. Surely you, of everyone, knows. Not a single word they say can be trusted.
You are quite mistaken if you think your dispute is of any interest to me. Descendant of the Takatsuka...
well, yes, of course. It's the eternal pursuit of everyone.
Then the situation is not as complicated as you seem to have made it. After all...
sorry, a duel?
The first Tenryou commissioner demonstrated his will with the blade in his hand. If you want me to appoint a new clan, then naturally, there must first be a new duel. Do you not know how to wield a blade? Or do you simply doubt your abilities on account of your advanced... Here you are talking about offering your life, and yet you are too afraid to face my blade. Well, never mind. What about one of you, then? Anyone who can defeat me, Takatsukasa or no. Does not a single person dare...
I will challenge you, Almighty Shogun.
Вот и все.
What?
Descendant of the Kujo clan. Regrettably, even if you win against...
I realize that. I don't stand a chance of winning against you anyway. I know full well that the mistakes my father made ought to spell the end of the Kujo clan's legacy in the Tenryou Commission. Even when I was executing the Vision Hunt decree, I had doubts about my father's decision, but that was as far as I went. I doubted, and I ruminated. I accept the Kujo clan's decline as punishment for my deeds. I can't even say that I've...
To be brutally honest, for someone of your strength, there is nothing you could have done.
Yes. I'm too weak. My father ignores me, but if nothing else, then right here, right now in the Kujo, just as the Shogun said, a forefather of mine once showed his will with his sword, then please let me, Kujo Kamaji, end the story of the Kujo. This is my last chance to do something.
This is patently meaningless, but I accept. Come forward.
Come.
The Kujo clan's honor was forged with courage, tempered with integrity, and shines beyond life and death. Show me whether your blade can bear the weight of your name.
Ready to
Нижняя стойка.
Almighty Shogun.
Ну, средняя. Интересно, он прокачался, конечно. Get up. Все, он лишен зрения. Вот и все. Don't give up, давай. Быстренько, быстренько. Язычно, сейчас шотнешь, давай. Начал красава. До последнего.
Another anomaly in eternity. Nevertheless, it appears that the Kujo honor still courses through your veins.
Ну, это было сильно. Окей. Чел до
Kujo
последнего.
Kamaji is wounded. Descendants of the Takatsukasa clan, you may not have the courage to challenge me, but I trust that you are capable of it.
Yes, of course. I apologize.
I had heard that the Kujo clan is no longer fit to shoulder the work of the Tenryou Commission. However, following this duel, I have decided to postpone the Kujo clan's punishment. In the meantime, I expect the Takatsukasa clan to continue supporting the
As you instruct, so it shall be done. We would...
Finally, if you still think you can copy the Fatui strategy of providing me with deceptive information to produce flaws in my judgment, you will see me appear once again as I have done today. Only next time, my blade will show no mercy.
Understood. Thank you, Almighty Shogun, for your wisdom and mercy.
That will do. I will have the Okuzumeshu continue the Come with me. Let's find a quiet place. There's something...
Вау, ты мне? Чел сражался за мой сундук. Спасибо. Спасибо. На других сундуков не найдется. Окей, возьму этот. Пиздец. Окей. Вяжи ее.
When it's time to deal with the situation, you're just like the Shogun. So strict.
Oh, you think so? I thought I was rather accommodating. If it had been the Shogun, she would have decapitated Kujo Kamaji without a second thought. I do believe he was prepared for that outcome. I could see it in his eye. The Kujo clan has undergone a dramatic change from its glory days to its... He has shown me how some things remain the same, even as the... I also have you to thank. The things we experienced out on the streets, and the photo you took of me.
So what's next for the Kujo clan? Will they get to carry on?
Not a chance. Even if their heir was someone who showed promise, their past mistakes... Still, I will give them a little more time. The Shogun does not make mistakes. She is incapable of... I have much to contemplate in the days to come. But at least, I think I'll leave that to the Shogun. The greatest threat to eternity is still the erosion that comes... As I said, the Shogun has a robust system to protect her against modification. This is because I anticipated that I myself... But I've made up my mind. So I will do what needs to be done. This has certainly been a memory.
Absolutely. You sorted out the Tenryo Commission, and the people in the city got to see a happy and healthy If you enjoyed your trip, we should get you out again sometime.
No need. There's no place for... Also, please stop making it sound as if I somehow need the company. Okay. My period of solitude will now continue, but it will not last too much longer. I will leave you humans to...
Okay, see you next time! Considering a lot of what happened was pretty unexpected, the only thing left to do is return the passport.
Это нужно было давно сделать. Ну, да ладно. В принципе, по сюжету, да, хуй бы мы могли бы так вернуть. Мы были заняты.
Did you know? Well then, you'll have... How amusing. The almighty Shogun goes downtown, and suddenly she's like a wide-eyed country girl trying to find her bearings in the big city. What a shame I didn't get to see it for myself. It's fine. She wouldn't mind. So, from what you were saying, it seems that she's finally begun to comprehend. That's the most important outcome of this trip. To be honest,
Yeah, it seems like she's not gonna force everything
To put it nicely, even deities indulge in wishful thinking. To put it more bluntly, there are things that even the Seven can't do when faced with something even more powerful than themselves. Take a guess. Anyway, it sounds like you had a very pleasant trip and even had the chance to see A's less formal side. Next time you wish to see her, you can come and take the pass permit from me again. She would never admit to it, but she does.
What? But she said she doesn't need company.
Because she is a god. It's not that gods don't... But you don't belong to this world. Perhaps...
Окей. Окей. Окей, окей, окей. Так, ну что тогда? Что тогда? Что делать-то? Получается, дальше выполнить задание. Получается, все, мы это прошли. И все, а больше ничего не смогли сделать. Ну-ка. Откуда здесь камень душ? Мне кажется, не здесь. Хуй поймешь. Ладно, будем просто что-нибудь проходить. Что вообще тут есть? типа. За нее обычно играет Илья.
Sister Rosaria!
Когда нужно
So
холод.
here you are! Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing.
But this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that...
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description. But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager... Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Ты куда, блядь? Ты у меня на 4-м слоте, блядь. Вернись, блядь.
Seems like that sister's an expert.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows...
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... The honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well then, given your status, I won't... Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Months...
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon...
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking...
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the track.
Мы идем в холодный,
They
блядь,
should show
регион.
up pretty clearly with elemental signs.
А, сейчас бы не замерзнуть. Блядь. Я тебя вижу. Паш, нахуй, блядь. Чё, сильно используется стихи? А. Окей.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm alright. I got used to operating
Да?
in reverse
Интересно,
conditions
если вы будете
alone.
разорвать, и реально здесь не холодно? Нужно будет... Блин, ее
Seems
как
like there's
выглядит,
more to
наверное.
being a sister in the
Изи
Favonius
будет с ней
Church than
исследовать
Paimon
эти места.
realized.
Вижу их.
Is that Albedo? Why would he...
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for... The views and scenery here are pretty good. But
But can't he see those hilly churros?
Я тебя убью.
Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Да, бля.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly trails unfinished.
Блять, я знал, что он хиличуров этих рисует, блять. Почему? Я бы так никогда бы не ответил, блять.
What's up with painting hilly churls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to
Нет,
explain.
блять.
If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Охуительно, блять. Бля, о, боже мой, какая уебищная игра. Лучше, блять, лучше тогда...
Look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly trails anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's in the cyclical lives of such primitive communities. Such unique attributes are an indication.
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any... what a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to think. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that...
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and quite a few other mysterious things. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. From another world, correct? Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing.
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about, it's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be...
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life, but you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you...
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Блять, какие конченые ответы.
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control. Time for a change of surroundings. We should...
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
Как, блять? Мы изготовим бимбу. Ой, блять. Ой, нахуй так делать.
A question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know. But I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a... After awakening, even creation. Still,
Все понятно, блять.
Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you...
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, Dinner's on.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to... Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Fascinating. And this floating child is...
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, but that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springfield to flow backwards.
Как же ее нагружают, блять, как же она не может обработать, блять, 1 килобайт информации, блять.
No, that definitely can't be.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between... Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in her research, it seems that only... Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could...
Slimes! Slimes are fine.
Ты ебать вообще изи, давай. Ну какие конченые ответы, я никогда... Ай, блядь, я бы сказал бы, блядь, ну let's go, и все, погнали. Блядь! Блядь!
Well, prepare yourself. The slime...
Ну как, блядь, просто берешь и делаешь вот так вот, блядь. Не используешь, блядь. Такой, блядь, и все, блядь. Теперь можно и ГДшку использовать. Привет. Ебать, куда упал? Еще? Разморозись нахуй. Теперь можно рофлить.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a... If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction. Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness.
And in the abnormal...
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved, but if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign. Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, it's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately, I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some stars, all going to plan. we should be able to begin
Paimon's still got a few... Let's keep our eyes open.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
Да, блять.
What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
I'll protect us.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials while we are waiting. Have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing...
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to...
Not bad for a point of entry.
Интересно,
But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, a cryoregisvine or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between, in that sense, things might get difficult.
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world...
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get... Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Great. I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all... In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Пиры. Ай, бля. Ай, бля. Ай, бля.
Let the show be... Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And this potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal but if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't...
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance. And it certainly speeds... In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned...
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the... The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and people are the same. They can understand, empathize. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people, but a peculiar person, they don't have much For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an Eye of the Storm. have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going to Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me. But starting with the premise of an elemental life...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter.
You can count on me, sir.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound... what Paimon meant to say was... that's the spirit!
Before we can proceed with our research, if you're interested, why not have a look around? It may...
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, but worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or so, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess... I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment.
Ничто из этого, блядь.
No. You shan't be Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking, as I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose I have a curiosity. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat?
Cooking? Paimon was looking for...
Not only is this recipe a staple for me...
Paimon bits, that does sound yummy though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always...
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem.
Реально, блядь.
How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food?
Ну, джем есть. Нет.
Where does he get these ideas from anyway?
Называется солнечная рыба. Как-то тут уже поиск сделают просто, блядь. Солнечная рыба. Вот она. Нель ебаш.
Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
That was fast.
It was fast.
An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Unless... Could it be that the...
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the... Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had...
Hey! You were being nice a
What is
second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are are good friends. You have good friends too, right?
Yes, I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, there are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go get—
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory, I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you—
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could—
Видимо, чуть-чуть ее погнали.
This must be electrohypostasis powder. The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo
Goodness. I'm wondering, this element—
Yep, guess it does sort of count.
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is, only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to—
You mean, we fit—
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and looking out from where we're standing. Can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there. So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Still in one piece. Good thing.
Oh shit, damn. Ну, я ранее туда забирался, вроде бы. Зажги. Да, вот так вот просто. Все.
You want us to—
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite. I will factor the time expended and your top—
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the—
Okay.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Nice one! О, господи, игра уёбищная.
Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Что это за желтая аура?
Forget Paimon said anything.
Что он делает? Хуй знает. Погнали, ебать.
Great work. I've never... Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're...
But you followed us the whole way without breaking us.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy. If it turns out that the natural laws of Tevad do not affect you, I should be able... If the natural laws of Tevad do affect you, then I shall be able... The innumerable possibilities that this could present.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual gold, petrified trees. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because you got to see something new and interesting in the
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
Окей. Нирбай, кстати, блядь. Ёб твою мать. Пиздец, Нирбай, блядь. Еще такой раз делаешь Нирбай, блядь, нахуй. Бля. Охуительный фарм. Надеюсь, ты не заставишь сейчас сажаться, блядь. Сука. Место проведения интеллекта.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your... I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities. Much as we did for... I'd like you to explore these ruins and return... There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the... As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky in any... So, let's see you in action. Start wherever...
Ну, смотрим, что...
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Ну, это еще я вижу. Это еще фея. Блять.
It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
Это пиздец, ладно. Сейчас можно будет с тебя разбираться. Смешить будет. Где еще одна фея? Ну, вот он. Оу, щит.
Let the show be.
Ну ты ебанутый, блядь. Никак не мог зацепиться, да? Ты никак не можешь зацепиться, да? Сказать, я понял. Блядь, подождем. Сюда точно смогу допрыгнуть. Что это, блядь, было? Это последняя миссия. Я заканчиваю стрим. Какой нахуй? Ну, никак не понимаю, вообще никак. Окей. Теперь беремся на дух створ тогда. Ну, блядь, эти феечки, блядь, специально так любят, блядь, место занимать. Кончено. Давайте, блядь. Так, что тут у нас? Вот есть две феи, и они, блядь, постоянно ходят кругом, блядь. Я ничего не могу сделать. А, стоп, я понял. Короче. Да-да-да, все, понял. Эта фея летит. Пока летит. Лети. Активируем теперь это.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now.
О, это что? Скарим? Сейчас прочитаем, блядь, и будет крик.
What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively. The little reward. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Okay.
Paimon's kind of looking forward to seeing the result of all this brain ache, unless you can think of anything better to do.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it! And anyway, he didn't even—
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into...
So, what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your moments. I've investigated everything else. The only
But we don't even know what they...
That much is true. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work
overtime.
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her.
Нет, что, блядь, телепорт опять к нему сделать. Нужно все равно, блядь, этот мост перепрыгивать. Сука. Ребята, я тебе не доверяю. Я тебя сейчас убью.
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back?
Рассказать ли ему? Расскажу?
I wouldn't work. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the... But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is... You're very much like a human from this world.
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for this.
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar, but after I observed you, imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to... is not nurturing otherworldly life, also nurturing the world itself. It would seem that that's as far as we go.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it...
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how a short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Albedo. Paimon really wants to be your...
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey. In the future, if the need arises, well, glad... I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections. But those born of chalk, if, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, can I rely on you to stop me?
Газява. Ладно. Что, блядь? Заходим сюда. Забираем ништячки. Делаем крутки. Сколько стрим идет? 2 часа, в принципе, как раз. Как старые добрые, блядь, кто знает, тот поймет. Так. Собираем награду. Круточка одна. Окей. Скоро получу это. Я думаю, я это смогу сделать вне стрима. Типа, мне кажется, там задание повышения одно и то же. Если будет не одно и то же, то я прекращу. Ну там вроде бы так же, ты просто идешь по какому-то коридору, блядь, внутрь проходишь огромный зал, потом дальше там прыгаешь по платформам, потом перепрыгиваешь, ну, там внизу вода, по этим столбам перепрыгиваешь, идешь там дальше, там будет разветвление вот такое, там где справа и слева там кто-то будет, кого-то там защищаешь, а спереди тебя будет опять огромный зал, блядь, с стражем, руин и одним большим хиличурлом. Вроде бы я все, что по памяти сказал, вот, да, типа вот такое там задание будет. Если не будет не такое задание, тогда я прекращу. Если будет такое, то я вне стрима это сделаю. Так, экспедиция. Там, вишелечка. Окей, погнали. Так делаем. О, достижение тебе еще получил какое-то. Что это у нас? Дойдите 5 теплых, да ну нахуй. Меня заставили. Так, молитва. Молитва. Наверное, я буду пытаться выбить ее, потому что она прикольный хиллер и она еще катализатор. Наверное, я знаю. Пять круточек. Тут ебать, он что, месяц обновляется? Пиздец. Это много. Это пиздец много. Окей. Давайте сначала помолимся здесь. Так. Теперь давайте 5 круточек здесь. Пам-пам-пам. Парарам. 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 Меч флейта. Все, окей. Что у нас вообще? Что за меч? Кстати, неплохой, наверное. Блять, знаете бы, я не помню, 44 вроде бы тут было. Так что, походу, он хуже, да. Вот есть один тут меч, я, возможно, уже разобрал, не? Не, вот он. Охуительно выглядит. Я бы хотел бы вот с таким дизайном меча постоянно ходить. Но, блядь, в Genshin нет такого понятия, как поставить внешку оружия любое, да, а сила будет как раз зависеть от того, какое оружие само выпало. То есть жалко, что Genshin не мыслит в этом плане, да. Все. Вот тогда завершать стримовчик. Да, буду завершать. Окей. Ну что ж, ребята, всем спасибо, кто заходил на стрим. Спасибо тем, кто ставит лайки, кто подписывается. И спасибо тем, кто продолжает меня смотреть.